What is a call center? Continued. Contact centers have two main types of calls or interactions that take place in them. Inbound calls, which are calls that come into the center by clients that have a problem or want to ask a question. These calls should be serviced as quickly and effectively as possible. Since they are originated by the client, they can provide a great opportunity to delight them with exceptional service. Outbound calls, which are calls that are originated by the contact center staff either for sales, collections of money owed, customer service surveys, or as a follow-up to an inbound call request. Doing outbound calls can be very tricky since the call can take place at a random time that might not be convenient for the client. A lot of thought needs to go into the efficient handling of the calls so that organizations ensure that customers get the best possible experience. What are the elements of an inbound call center call? Call centers provide organizations with an effective and convenient way to solve customer problems or address their needs. The basis of any call center operation is the calls that take place between the agent who answers the call and the customer or caller on the other line. There are three elements to an inbound call center call that agents would need to be trained on. Opening the call. When a call arrives and the agent picks it up, they will greet the client and introduce themselves. The call body. The focus in the main part of the call is to listen well, understand the customer issue and address it appropriately. Closing the call. Before closing the call with the client, a thank you farewell message is provided. Then the agent would need to wrap up the call and add any notes to the customer system. What is a call center structure and team functions? Contact centers are designed around key functions made up of teams. Here are the usual functions you would find in a contact center. Contact center agent answering contacts that come from the customers or doing outbound calls. Contact center team leader handling escalations from agents that they weren't able to solve. Workforce management, WFM, lead prepares staff schedules, holidays and leave bookings. Quality management team monitoring interactions, preparing scorecard, recommending agent training, recommending corrective actions. Management information systems, MIS, team responsible for preparing dashboards, prepare reports, daily, monthly and yearly performance report, call volume report, etc. Contact center manager responsible for overall management of the contact center. Since we have learned about what is a call center, we can now move on to some call center tips to improve customer service. Great customer service words and phrases. When customers contact the customer service center, they are usually facing a problem, which means they are already starting the contact with you with a negative experience. Your aim is to turn that experience into a positive one, and the words and phrases you use can make a great difference. Here are 5 great customer service words and phrases that you can use. It's unfortunate that you are facing this problem. Based on our experience, this is the right course of action. Replace the word but with all I'm saying is. When things go out of hand, you can remind the client I'm just doing my job. Definitely. Is much more effective than yes. These 5 terms can help improve your customer communication and turn the negative situation into a more positive one. Tips on how to handle an angry client. Many of us face the occasional angry client, whether internal inside our company or external in dealing with buying customers. Some customers are rude and not reasonable, but in the vast majority of times, customers are reasonable. Here are 3 tips on how to handle an angry client and diffuse the situation. Listen and listen some more. Don't argue with the client, since you will never win. Empathize with the client and let them know you understand their situation. After understanding the problem and situation, if you can solve it, that would be great. If not, then you need to make it clear that the problem is out of your hands and it's unfortunate that they had that experience. Depending on the policies of the company, you might be able to offer them something to compensate them for their bad experience. Remember, not to take any negative customer contact person. You need to learn to separate your emotion from the job. Outcomes that should guide all customer service engagements. Customers are essential for all businesses, and taking care of these customers would help in increasing their loyalty to your organization. Solving customer problems, however, could be a very costly activity from a time and money perspective, so how can we ensure that we are not overdoing it? Here are 3 outcomes that should guide all your customer service engagements. Customer-centric. Always ensure that any process or activity has the customer at the center of it. Performance-driven. Continuously measure and enhance the performance. Results oriented keep tracking how well you are doing in solving customer problems and how happy the customers are. The 3 outcomes help keep a balance to ensure that you are effectively addressing customers' problems and being effective in how they are being addressed to ensure the highest level of customer satisfaction. We hope that you have learned about what is a call center and can apply the tips to improve your customer service or sales skill or to get hired in a call center or BPO. Subscribe to be notified of new posts.